Chief Justice CJI Chandrachud said this yesterday. Very often we have cases to adjudicate, but we don't arrive at a solution. Something similar happened during the Ayodhya Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid dispute, which was in front of me for 3 months. I sat before the deity and told him that he needs to find a solution. Believe me, if you have faith, God will always find a way. Oh yeah. And in case you forgot, he also did this a month ago.
सुखकर्ता दुःखहर्ता वार्ता विघ्नाची नुर्वी प्रेम रूपा जयाची सर्वांगी सुंदर विषेंदुराची कंठी धरते माळ मुक्ता फळाची.
I don't know about you, but I feel a bit uncomfortable about all of this showing off your personal faith and religion business, especially when you are the Chief Justice of India. On top of it, when you openly say that you wait for solution from God, it makes me go, okay then. Is it okay for the Chief Justice of India to do a public display of personal religion so openly? It matters because he is the Chief Justice of India. Is it okay to say stuff like this in public? And does all of this bizarre behavior result in a loss of faith in the judiciary? I don't know about you, but on this, I have a bunch of thoughts. Okay, in case you've been living under a rock or just didn't give a shit until you clicked on this video, let me give you a quick background. This is Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud. He was appointed as the 50th Chief Justice of India in November 2022. He's going to retire next month on November 10th. Lately, he's been going around wondering out loud. I find myself pondering over questions. Did I achieve everything I set out to do? How will history judge my tenure? Could I have done things differently? What legacy will I leave for future generations of judges and legal professionals? Chief Justice Sir is having a bit of an existential crisis. Please don't mind. And what does one do when you have an existential crisis? Well, you turn to God. Now, there is something unique about this Chief Justice of India that we have. He really likes to be in the media. This is unusual because previous judges in general kept away from the spotlight. Let me remind you about this bizarre incident in 2018. 4 Supreme Court judges, Jasti Chalameshwar, Ranjan Gogoi, who eventually became Chief Justice, Madan Lokur and Kurian Joseph, gave an unprecedented press conference against Chief Justice back then, Deepak Mishra. Everyone lost their shit back then because judges in practice are not supposed to interact with the media like this, especially in the format of a press conference, or give their personal opinions or create bawal in the public about the workings of the Supreme Court. Take a look at this document. It's titled Restatement of Values of Judicial Life. It was adopted in 1997 and you can find it on the Supreme Court website. This is essentially a document which lays out how judges should behave and do things when they are in that position. Point number 6 says, a judge should practice a degree of aloofness consistent with the dignity of his office. What this means is that a judge has to keep themselves out of the spotlight and generally be on the DL when they do their jobs. They shouldn't draw attention to themselves and, according to point number 8, not enter into public debate or express his views in public on political matters. Sounds well and good, but this is not a law. Nobody can force them to do this. It is a norm, more like a mere suggestion. You must be thinking,
but wait, why give a suggestion like this and not make it a law? This is so pointless. How is this even effective?
I hear you. You are a good question and I will answer your question. Okay, need to get a bit philosophical on this one, so bear with me, nerd friends. Let's first ask, Think about it this way. You get into a kalesh with a friend. Your friend has stolen your watch and is now gaslighting you into thinking that it was always his watch to begin with. You seem to have forgotten that it was his watch. You show your friend the bill and he's like,
Fake news! This is fake news! I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
now you have a few options. Number 1, punch him in the face, take the watch and run away. Number 2, give up on the watch and think you are doing charity. Number 3, do a third party arbitration to figure out the ownership of the watch. Now I assume you are a normal person with anger issues and a healthy mistrust about the justice system. So I doubt you will go for option number 3. But for the purpose of this video, let's say you pick option number 3, arbitration. So you call in a random third person who is fair, unbiased, and kinda has no clue what the hell is going on. You and your friend both impose your faith on this one person. You both agree that you will tell the third person what your arguments are, what you both think, and then let that person decide. Whatever that third person decides is binding on both of you. Pinky promise. Now, this third person will hear both sides of your arguments and make a judgment on who owns the watch. Turns out you had totally forgotten that you and your friend had bought the same watch and you lost yours. Then you started blaming your friend when he is wearing his own watch. You monster! You were the one who was gaslighting your friend all the time. You freaking monster! What is wrong with you? After hearing both sides, our third party judge rules that your friend will continue owning that watch and you can go suck it. Told you are a monster. Get your head checked. What do you mean you just forgot that you had the same watch? I don't believe that. You just forgot or what? Poor friend. Crying. Look at your friend. Crying on the side now. Aw. Keep your watch. Don't worry. Ye chutiya hai. Friendship over, third party judge person is his best friend now. Okay? तू अकेला रहेगा जिंदगी भर. Do you see it now? This is what a judge is supposed to do. Look at both sides of the argument, apply the existing law, and come to a decision whenever two or more parties get into a situation of conflict. Justice Chandrachud's literal job is to be that third party in every situation and give a fair judgment in all matters. Now, what if this third party judge person is biased towards a particular religion and is dealing with a sensitive case that involves that particular religion? What if the judge openly says this? Believe me, if you have faith, God will always find a way, and then goes on to do this. I mean, it doesn't look like Justice Chandrachud is following the laid out norms for judicial conduct. Does it? Or is it just me? Because the person he is doing that aarti with is the Prime Minister. I hope you know the Prime Minister. Yeah, that's the Prime Minister, the head of the executive. The Chief Justice is not supposed to be so pally with him, especially in public. Okay, I need to tell you why this is a problem. Hello there. You are a human. Surprise! You are a human. The people you get into conflict are also human. But a judge is a little more than a human. Once a person is chosen to sit in the judge's chair, they are expected to be a little bit better than other normal humans like us. They are supposed to be objective, unbiased, and fair. Normal human beings are not objective, they are biased, and they kinda tend to be unfair when it comes to selfish interests. So those chairs that our judges sit on is a way to depersonalize them. When they sit on that high chair, they are leaving behind their personal biases and becoming that third party judge who you can trust. But is it even realistically possible to do that? I mean, The judges are also humans, no? And is it even possible? That's a question for the ages, because honestly speaking, I don't have a problem with someone like Justice Chandrachud's personal beliefs and what he wants to do in his personal life. I don't. But did he really need to have a camera crew when the Prime Minister showed up for an aarti at his house? No, he didn't. They could have done this privately, you know. Adarniya Supreme Leader could have just visited him, done the thing, eaten some modaks and gone away. But no, they had to make a thing out of this. When Justice Chandrachud sits on a bench that is dealing with a case involving Modi's government, he might be sticking to the law and doing his job, but all of these other activities does make me doubt things a little bit. I mean, I'm only human. He's the better one. That's where the Ayodhya statement comes in as well. He was on the bench that delivered the Ayodhya verdict. Now, many years later, he openly admits that his belief system probably played a role here. Look, I'm no lawyer, so I can't really judge the judgment that judges give and whether they are legally sound or not. But as a normie who follows politics, it raises some red flags for me. Take a look at the first point in this document that I showed you. Justice must not merely be done, but it must also be seen to be done. This is a very deep philosophical thought here. What this implies is that the judge can give the best legally sound judgment on the planet, but that will be meaningless unless the public at large sees it and says, yeah, now that is justice. Judges don't operate in a vacuum. They have been put in the chair by the people because the public believes that the judge would be fair when delivering justice. But if the judge himself is seen as biased, for whatever reason, will the public actually see the justice that they were doing? Or will they doubt it? Like I am right now. I am doubting it right now. Okay, if that was complicated to understand, think about it this way. Our courts have no real power. That's being perfectly honest, and it's a fact. All they can do is give orders and tell the authorities to do things. They don't have a police force of their own, they don't have an army that will impose order. The courts expect the already existing authorities to obey them. The executive should obey them. And the public should take them seriously when they say stuff and pass judgments. When you and your friend had that bad dispute over the watch, both of you had imposed your faith and trust on the judge. Both of you agreed to listen to that judge and do what the judge says, and the decision of the judge will be final. That is you trusting that judge. But technically, if you didn't listen to the judge, not like the judge would come and beat you with a stick. I mean, I guess they will be annoyed, but I hope they don't. They are an unbiased third party. Why would they? They don't give a shit. So the authorities, if they don't listen to the judges, the judiciary kind of becomes pointless. The whole shosha of the court and the gown and the high chairs and the way lawyers address them as honorable judge. All of this is a part of creating an image in the public mind. It is a way of telling everyone these judges are better than you because they are doing the job that they are supposed to do, and that we should all impose our faith in them. Not like a religion that can't be questioned, but for purely functional societal reasons, realistic ones. Impose your faith in them. The judiciary is a fiction that has been created in our minds so that society can function properly and conflict can be resolved in a reasonable way so that justice can be done and it can be seen to be done also. But if a judge's public conduct shakes that faith and breaks that fiction, the judiciary as a whole starts becoming a little pointless. When the Chief Justice of India is like doing relatable shit, like doing an aarti with the Prime Minister or saying that, oh, I sat in front of a god when I was thinking about the Ayodhya judgment. Yeah, when he expresses his personal biases like this and talks about faith in public, I feel like it breaks that useful fiction that has been created at least a little bit. It makes Justice Chandrachud look human, which in this particular case is a bad idea. As I said repeatedly, he is supposed to be better than us normies. He's supposed to be better, and that is the whole reason why the authorities will take him seriously and do what they are telling them to do. But when the top authority, the executive head, shows up at the house with a camera crew for a religious function, I sincerely doubt if he's taking the Chief Justice seriously anymore. I mean, bottom line, the two of them cannot be friends. They cannot. They have to be adversaries for our sake, for the sake of us normal human type people. Because if they don't do that, then we are kind of friendos. Thank you for watching. Okay, thank you for watching. This is another episode from my Bunch of Thoughts series, and as you have identified correctly in some of the comments recently, yes, the name is very deliberate. I am saying that it is very deliberate. Can I wink properly? Anyway, if you're in Hyderabad or you're in Nagpur on the 26th and 27th of this month, which is Saturday and Sunday. So 26th I'll be in Hyderabad doing Democracy IRL, and 27th I'm in Nagpur doing Democracy IRL. So if you're in either of these cities, then please come. Ticket link is below. I'm putting it in the description. Please come. It is a fun little show that I have designed where I teach 8th grade civics to adults in a very funny, hopefully thoughtful and provocative way. So come. आ जाओ, शो देखने आ जाओ, बड़ा मजा आएगा. ट्रस्ट मी, ऑलरेडी 9 शो हो चुके हैं, हाउसफुल गए थे, ये भी बाकी है थोड़े बहुत टिकट्स, बट जल्दी से ले लेना. ओके, थैंक्स, बाय, सी यू देयर.